must be you and I. It's got me thinking about us more. It's these bright lights, they put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes. Bright lights, they put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes. Bright lights, they put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes.
Yo, one's in the chat. Chat, where you at? One's in the chat. Chat, where you at? You've been all asking me this week to cover more of City Skylines 2 and if I was going to do it. And finally, got some extra time to do so. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here. Welcome back, and good to see you all here for some more City Skylines 2. Today we're going to talk about everything they talked about the other day on Monday and Thursday. Which, by the way, chat, happy Friday. Ooh, the sun's going to be in my face. A bright day out there. Yeah, so the developers have dropped more information about the economy, and I heard a rumor that, like, apparently everything has a size and an actual weight in the economy, as in, like, every piece of cargo, for those of you who love cargo, apparently every single little bit of cargo has to be, you know, like, stored and has, like, a, you know, an actual dimension and a weight that it makes you want to build multiple warehouses or storage facilities. So we see how that goes. I know nothing about this, so what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at the Economy and Production Feature Highlights Episode 9 from the developers, which was on Monday, and then some more information that they released on the same topic from Thursday, and then we're going to spend a little bit of time playing City Skylines 1. Now, starting today, I am initiating work on a very secret project and some other stuff going on, so... yeah, so I'll be around a little bit less, but videos will still be here, I'll still be live, and there'll still be YouTube shorts and whatnot. And then a little later this month, I'll reveal what I've been working on, and it's going to be awesome. And then we'll cover more of what I've been working on in September. Good stuff's going on. So smash like for Raptoria, subscribe if you haven't already, welcome aboard, happy Friday, get yourself some pizza, grab some friends, head on out, go do something, download a game. Something. There's lots of free stuff out there. Apparently, Deserts of Karak, Homeworld games coming out on Epic next week too, like next Thursday. So grab that if you can. Lots of good stuff everywhere. Lots of good news regarding games. So All right, let's jump into, I guess, our first look at the economy information for City Sky. Oh, I have this one open already. For City Skylines 2, that's their main page. So this is the developer insights, so that one was from Thursday. So we'll watch this one. There we go. Okay, let's check it out and see what the devs have in store. Now, some of you may have already seen this, so this is just kind of my reaction to this. I've briefly looked at the dev blog, and that's about it. Like I went there to grab some screenshots to take a look at this, and that was about it. Now, apparently, there's a lot more to do with farming and stuff. So this is really truly becoming like an authentic farming simulator now too, with seasons and having to worry about all the staff and stuff. I mean, it kind of already had farming in it in the first game as a DLC, but this one will have it as a base game. So, ooh, look at all those graphs. Oh, aren't you guys excited? Oh, actually, some of you probably are. Okay, let's jump in. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
They say money makes the world go round.
What do you mean they?
True in City Skylines too, as it is in our world. Keep your city spinning by steering its economy on a course to prosperity. Your city's economic simulation is modeled on real-world economics. This introduces complexity and nuance to city building without making it complicated. The economic system in City Skylines 2 is actually engineered to help you grow your new city, and as it develops, to give you influence over the financial levers that generate wealth. You'll raise revenue by taxing the sale of goods and services, energy production, the extraction of raw materials, tourism, and more. You'll also tax private incomes, as healthy economic activity will mean jobs for citizens.
That's awesome.
With money in your city's coffers,
no more
you
just
can
property
invest in
tax
city
and like
services and infrastructure,
park
schools
and
universities,
toll booths,
and all the other engines
money.
of urban development. An important aspect of economic growth is balancing supply and demand. Businesses will do this automatically, exporting their goods when they produce more than
Hell
the market
yeah,
wants.
brother, rip and dip.
However,
That's a big
this
old
can
Peterbilt
hit their
right
bottom
there.
line, as transport costs can reduce profitability. To keep the rate of production in line with demand, businesses will even fire employees.
Really?
On the flip side, when
Businesses
products
can
aren't
have
made fast
layoffs?
enough to meet
Wow.
local demand, companies in your city will be forced to buy from expensive outside connections, and that can quickly eat into profits too. Taxes can also influence the production rate of specific goods. You can slow the rate of production by raising taxes. Lower taxes to accelerate production rates and lure similar manufacturers to your city.
That's interesting.
It's also possible to motivate businesses to specialize in ways that strengthen the economy. Imagine reducing taxes for furniture stores and the various industries that manufacture their products.
Timber and such.
That will make them more profitable.
Yep.
More businesses specializing in the design and manufacture of furniture will crop up.
Yep.
Before you know it, your city will have a flourishing furniture trade.
And then
a
that's perfect if
reputation
you're
that
doing
keeps
logging
cash
in your
flowing
town. That's awesome.
Managing and adjusting production chains is another way you can influence your city's economy. Overhauled in City Skylines 2, this adds a whole new dimension to city building. There's no need to micromanage every detail if you don't want to. But if you love a puzzle, there's almost no limit to how deep you can go.
Wow.
Starting from raw
No
material
frickin' way.
extraction, you can get raw materials into the city by importing them or producing them locally. Opt for local production, and you'll need to establish a specialized industry area. There are 9 total. 4 are farms where you can raise livestock or grow either grain, vegetables, or cotton. Forests produce timber, though how much depends on the age of the forest.
Oh, hell yeah. The
You
truck's
can
actually
extract
pulling
ore,
in.
stone, or coal from underground deposits.
That's not how that works.
And lastly, you can drill for oil. You'll manage all this activity via the economy panel. It puts your city's finances at a glance and allows you to monitor and adjust production outputs for various goods and materials. With integrated tools and clear displays, the economy panel is a user-friendly way to manage and grow your economy. So, if money really does
That's a pretty
make the world
screenshot,
turn,
damn.
how will you grow your city's economy so everyone in it can enjoy the ride?
All right, you have options now that basically make you more of a nation than an actual city. That's crazy. All right, we got to go through this again, and I want to break all that down. That is delightful. The fact that you can jumpstart industries. I can't tell you how many times in City Skylines you get kind of like stun locked where you have like a lot of people wanting to move into this. You have like a huge residential demand, but like no commercial or industrial. So you build the houses for residential, and then it takes a little bit of time. Like, people basically equal services and stuff in the first game. So, a bunch of people will move in, and then thus there's more people in the city, so that's more people to buy stuff. So then commercial demand comes up, and then because commercial demand's up, industrial demand rises because those people will buy things from stores that those stores will then buy and get from factories, et cetera, et cetera. Well, here it's just like, you can have like, if you have like, she mentioned the timber industry, like if you actually have a big old logging operation going on, then why not just lower the prices of, or possibly raise the prices of furniture and stuff, because you got the source, so you can make a little bit more money from it. That's interesting. Yeah, White to White, thank you very much for the 2. What are the population cap and various caps? Don't know. City Skylines have a population cap? I don't think the first game or the second game do. I guess it's just about how much you can build. But the only cap I know of is the maps, which is like 144 tiles. So there's that. And then the other cap's kind of like you can't build on water. So in those 144 tiles, you have to just build on land, like flat land. So, all right, let's watch that again and break it down as we go on. That's delightful. I'd be very interested if the game could implement pharmaceuticals exporting. I haven't really seen that aside from Tropico. Good question. I know there's a pharmaceutical building. We did see that as a signature building in one of the previous updates. But how far it goes into that, I think it's just crude oil go in, pharmaceutical come out. But I don't know how this ties into that with these signature buildings. Let's watch again. I think we'll watch this one more time, then we'll do a breakdown. So let's watch it all over again, because there's a lot of stuff we probably missed.
They say money makes the world go round. It's as true in City Skylines too as it is in our world. Keep your city spinning by steering its economy on a course to prosperity. Your city's economic simulation is modeled on real-world economics. This introduces complexity and nuance to city building without making it complicated. The economic system in City Skylines 2 is actually engineered to help you grow your new city, and as it develops, to give you influence over the financial levers that generate wealth. You'll raise revenue by taxing the sale of goods and services, energy production, the extraction of raw materials, tourism, and more.
Ooh.
You'll also tax private incomes, as healthy economic activity will mean jobs for citizens. With money in your city's coffers, you can invest in city services and infrastructure.
We got to break down
schools and
every building.
universities, and all the other engines of urban development. An important aspect of economic growth is balancing supply and demand. Businesses will do this automatically, exporting their goods when they produce more than the market wants. However, this can hit their bottom line as transport costs can reduce profitability.
Morning,
To
Artemis.
keep the rate of production in line with demand, businesses will even fire employees. On
That's
the flip
interesting.
side, when products aren't made
I love that
fast enough to
train
meet
coming in.
local
That's
demand,
gorgeous.
companies in your city will be forced to buy from expensive outside connections, and that can quickly eat into profits too. Taxes can also influence the production rate of specific goods. You can slow the rate of production by raising taxes.
Wow.
Lower taxes to accelerate production.
They've got
rates
like
and more
every
similar manufacturers to your
industry
city.
here. Almost every
It's
resource.
also possible
or at
to
least raw
motivate
resource.
businesses to specialize in ways that strengthen the economy. Imagine reducing taxes for furniture stores and the various industries that manufacture their products. That will make them more profitable. More businesses specializing in the design and manufacture of furniture will crop up. Before you know it, your city will have a flourishing furniture trade and a reputation that keeps cash flowing in. Managing and adjusting production chains is another way you can influence your city's economy. Overhauled in City Skylines 2, this adds a whole new dimension to city building. There's no need to micromanage every detail if you don't want to.
That's cool.
But if you love a puzzle, there's almost no limit to
So
how deep
you don't
can
have to
go.
do this if you don't want to.
Starting from raw material extraction. You can get raw materials into the city by importing them or producing them locally. Opt for local production, and you'll need to establish a specialized industry area. There are 9 total. 4 are farms where you can raise livestock or grow either grain, vegetables, or cotton.
Look at that.
Forests produce timber, though how much depends on the age of the forest. You can extract ore, stone, or coal from underground deposits, And lastly,
Or
you can
stone or
drill for
coal.
oil. You'll manage all
can
this
export
activity
stone.
via the economy panel.
Probably used for
It puts
making
your city's finances at a glance and
concrete and
allows you to
cement.
monitor and adjust production outputs for various goods and materials. With integrated tools and clear displays, the economy panel is a user-friendly way to manage and grow your economy. So, if money really does make the world turn, how will you grow your city's economy so everyone in it can enjoy the ride?
Feels a little overwhelming. Yeah, I think so too. One, it's new, and then two, it's optional as
City
well. But
spinning
I
by
think
steering
we'll see. All right, I'm gonna break it down a little bit, and then we're gonna go watch the other video from the devs now. So let's keep breaking this down. A lot of cool stuff here, though. I do like the fact that we can control the tax rate of every product, which means you can keep the property tax low, which not only gives you the option of controlling more, it gives you more control over like how many buildings can or what types of buildings can move in industries too. So if you just want those big, beautiful commercial offices, you could probably lower the price of, or rather the tax on some of those services. And then, I don't know. The sliders allow you to almost mold your city. It's like you're trying to shape what moves in. Like if you want the rural farming town, then you just go right for those train lines, the farms, and then you try to keep taxes low on the, like the rural community. That rate, you would just need a small clinic and a few other smaller things.
its economy on a course to prosperity. Your city's economic simulation is modeled on real-world economics. This introduces complexity and nuance to city building without making it complicated. The economic system.
All right, so we got you could subsidize industry. So that means you could jumpstart an industry. If you're trying to get electronics going in the city, boom, you put a little bit of money into that, and then the electronics stores move in. That's interesting. Do they have a release date? Yeah, City Skylines 2 will be out on October 24th, 2023. So end of October. So we have taxes, service fees, service trade, and government subsidies. So you could actually make money from the subsidies too. That's awesome. But it's not just an expense, which would, I think, be a grant. I don't know. I don't know all the terms, but I do know that you can put money into an industry and then almost like a bond, a reverse bond, essentially. Can you tax in local communities? I'm assuming that you could do it by district. You could probably adjust all the taxes district-wise. In other words, you could probably have two industrial areas where if you're trying to get the old industrial area to switch to more modern, manufacturing, then you can just kind of start to tax the dirty industry a little bit more. Wow, monthly balance is plus 520,000. That's
City
monthly.
Skylines 2
Not weekly,
is
monthly.
engineered to help you grow your new city, and as it develops, to give you
Oh, that was cool too. You could see them. The old tax rates are still there. Everything was still charged to 12.
influence over the
Check that out.
engineered to help you grow your.
Yep, everything's still at basically 12%, except for the top one. But it does look like you can do okay, so the simple taxation would be not clicking the drop-down box. So the standard City Skylines method is here, including, I don't know if we could you tax offices separately in the first game? I can't remember. I know you could do residential, commercial, industrial. I think, didn't offices tie into that? I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, so the standard tax rate of like keeping things around 12 is there. And I guess this is between 9 and 11 because they customize the taxes for different income levels or education levels.
Your new city, and as it develops, to give you
Beautiful, pretty.
influence over the financial levers that generate wealth. You'll raise revenue by taxing the sale.
Look at all that. So you got convenience, food, furniture. I mean, there's different. It's great that it's not just food. That means there's multiple levels for multiple things. That's cool. You could tax them differently, you think? Okay, we'll check when we play in a little bit. But that's awesome, though. Like commodities, you can. So the industrial tab is open now, so you can charge for all the different goods. So food, furniture, grain, paper, timber, vegetables, vehicles, electronics, just to name a few. And electronics are probably going to make big money. Big money. So going back to what everybody was asking about, like pharmaceuticals earlier, that and petrochemicals and many other things, it looks like you'll be able to do that. Convenience food, aka McDonald's? Yeah, I think so. food would just be like, bread, like bread at the market, potatoes, that type of thing. But then again, vegetables are taxed separately. So I wonder. Well, I guess that's interesting. I wonder how it separates. So 'cause that looks like a microwavable meal, and that looks like a grocery bag or a box full of like tomatoes and potatoes or bread or whatever. And then there's vegetables separately. I would imagine the tax rate on vegetables would matter if you're exporting a ton of food. In that and by that I mean no matter what the food is, it probably has to go to a food factory in order to then be used in the markets. And then the food factory might be able to make convenience food or regular food. I mean, it should be entirely possible to take like potatoes and then put them onto a truck and like, deliver them to a store. But I guess they have to be washed and processed and get rid of the bad ones and stuff like that. So there's probably that. But it is cool that they've broken that down. And this shows manufactured goods too, like again, furniture and timber. And then I'm imagining vegetables and livestock probably translated to food and convenience food. Something like that.
Goods and services, energy production.
That's cool. Oh, this is the coal power plant, but this is something else. I think this is the natural gas plant.
The extraction of raw materials, tourism, and more.
I will be honest, this looks really sad and depressing. The fact that this area just turns gray is kind of like her. But I did see some really cool things here in this
You'll
cutscene.
also tax private incomes.
Look at those windows.
As healthy economic activity will mean jobs for citizens. With money in your city's coffers, you can invest in.
What building was that? Oh, that looked like the. I think that was the police station. With money in your city's coffers. Or no. Oh, I think that's the welfare office, isn't it? Yeah, because if people get laid off from their job because industry is down, then you want to keep them in the city. Like if businesses are shrinking, you put somebody moves into your city or they're born in your city, they get a super high education, and then suddenly they lose their job. They're going to move out to go find work elsewhere. So the welfare office is kind of to make it so that way they can pay rent and their expenses for a while until they find a new job. You wouldn't want somebody to leave your town that you spent years and years educating and like being a part of your city and paying taxes just because they're out of work for like a month or two, So that's a good building. Like you want to make it so that way they can stay.
You can invest in city services and infrastructure, schools.
Ooh, what was that?
Money in your city's coffers. You can invest.
Was there a Move It? It kind of looked like the Move It mod working there. Did you see that?
Invest in city services and infrastructure.
Oh, no. It was just them dragging on the ground. I thought they were moving the bridge up a little bit.
Schools and universities.
Let's look at those bridges. Anything new?
In your city's coffers, you can invest in city services and.
Not quite, but I think these are highways. Yeah. Wow. What is that? Like a 2-lane one-way, 3, 4, and 5-way, maybe?
Infrastructure.
Maybe 6.
Schools and universities, and all the other engines of urban development.
That is beautiful. I like this. This is one of the hardest things for me to do is kind of transition buildings from like, you've got all these small little suburban residential homes. And then you can see how it subtly switches from kind of like these like one-level ranchers to all these like 3, 4 maybe story like medium density. That's really awesome. I can't wait to do that. And I love that road that comes through the woods.
Development.
And it's good, like those trees were a good separation. One thing I also read too is that the buildings will say like your name here or whatever if they don't have an industry. Sometimes buildings don't necessarily get abandoned, but what will happen is a business will be built and it'll function, and then sometimes if a business goes out of business, it'll be a vacant building. So you won't make the tax money on it, but the building doesn't just like get abandoned and have to be bulldozed and reconstructed as if it's cursed or something. Like if a business is there, they go out of business, happens all the time, restaurants and things like that. You got a restaurant, goes out of business, it's vacant for a while. They come in, they remodel, rebrand, paint everything up, and then they're open again. And that's how it works.
Important aspect of economic growth is balancing supply and demand. Businesses will do this automatically, exporting their goods when they produce more than the market wants. However, this can hit their bottom line as transport costs can reduce profitability. To keep the rate of production in line with demand, businesses will even fire employees.
Yeah.
On the flip side,
Let's go back a little bit. Is there like a symbol that shows that people are being fired massively? This is gorgeous, by the way, seeing those trucks zip by. Look at how close the trucks are, like, to each other. It looks like they're
costs can reduce
perfectly, like, look at that.
profitability. To keep
Look at that. Man, that's crazy. Yo, Monster Man with the 200. Thank you very much, dude, for the 200 Norwegian kroner, man. Thanks for the
rate
support.
of production in line with demand, businesses will
watching.
even fire employees.
Is there a symbol for being fired?
To keep the rate of production in line with demand,
Oh, these are homes. So these might be people out of work, like they're low on money. We'll have to learn what all these symbols mean later.
businesses will even fire employees. On the flip side, when products aren't made fast enough to meet local
I love that train so much. That bridge is fantastic.
demand, companies in your city will be forced to buy from expensive outside connections, and that can quickly eat into profits too. Taxes can also influence the production rate of specific goods. You can slow the rate of production by raising taxes,
Metals, crude oil,
lower taxes to accelerate
pharmaceuticals, or petrochemicals. You got metal ore. Yeah, Monster Man. Thank you very much. Nugs in the chat. Hashtag Monster Man. Show him some love. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you, brother. All right, let's see. So petrochemicals, plastics, wood, and coal are also there. And then a nice little explanation as to what kind of goes on when you do that.
production rates and more similar manufacturers to your city. It's also possible to motivate businesses to specialize in ways that strengthen the economy.
I think that's a signature building, I think. I think that's the food factory, maybe? Or a shoe factory?
Imagine reducing taxes for furniture stores and the various industries that manufacture their products.
I don't know if we'll make
That will make
a
them more
signature
profitable.
shoe
More
factory.
businesses specializing in the design and manufacture of furniture will crop up. Before you know it, your city will have a flourishing furniture trade and a reputation that keeps cash flowing in. Managing and adjusting production chains is another way you can influence your city's economy. Overhauled in City Skylines 2,
Okay, this is really cool. So you see these drilling units moving out. So this here is probably setting up oil derricks out in the field. So these could be drills, mobile drill stations. And I think one thing that they confirmed is that farming equipment actually goes out to the site. And you can see this with the iron, with the coal, ore, and stone mining, where they send out equipment too, although it looked a little broken at the moment. This is sad. Just an empty field like that. It looks so sad.
This adds a whole new dimension to city building.
It's moving.
There's no need to micromanage every detail if you don't want to. But if you love a puzzle, there's almost no limit to how deep.
What was that other good? It said material goods, and what was below that? Immaterial goods. Ah. What if I'm a material girl living in a material world?
If you don't want to. But if you love a puzzle, there's almost no limit to how deep you can go. Starting from raw material extraction, you can get raw material.
What's probably going to be disappointing about this is that
You can go. Starting from
all you're going to see is these massive machines on the surface, but you're not going to see actual mining. It's going to be almost like as if everything is a liquid. So it's going to be like, okay, there's going to be a giant open field, and then it's almost as if like a giant syringe of no matter what, whether it's coal, stone, or whatever. These just go into the ground, suck all the resources out, and then that's it. Now I wonder, for these giant open gray fields, if they'll be like when you're done extracting the ore or the oil or whatever, I wonder if it'll leave this area uninhabitable or polluted for a long time. Like if you are done with this industry because the resources are simply gone and you delete everything that's there, what happens? Like, does it become a polluted area for a very long time? Will trees not regrow? Oh, well, they won't regrow. But I'm thinking about it like it's a survival city builder. But that'd be cool in City Skylines if trees could actually like regrow on their own. But Yeah, so if it becomes an area that's like no longer usable, this could be really cool to build like an airport on or something where it's like, okay, like nothing's going to, like it's kind of polluted or whatever, so you can build something else on it that wouldn't matter too much for, like putting down a tarmac is not going to be as impactful as putting down like a stadium or something. I don't know. I'm just saying it's like, okay, it'd be a massive scar on the land, so it's time to repurpose this. Is this City Skylines 2? Yes, indeed. Yep. It is the Economy and Production Feature Highlights Episode 9, City Skylines 2. After resources are gone, will it eventually replenish? Yeah, I mean, farming and logging will be renewable. And then everything else, like in terms of ore extraction, like stone, coal, ore will eventually run out, so you have to do something else with the land. But I want it to be scarred. Like, I think the land should, look like a giant open pit. Like, when you're using equipment like this ain't just like taking a little off the top and then that's it. Like, no. These things, when you're mining copper and stuff like that, make massive pits. It would be interesting if you could make a lake afterwards. I guess you'd have to do that yourself, Like, after you're done with the mining industry, you could, make believe, do a little pretend make-believe and delete the industry and then, like, terraform a pit and then maybe somehow fill it with water, which would be cool. I do wish City Skylines had a little bit of the option too to make the if we can literally terraform, if we can literally just make a mountain in the middle of our city for no reason. I don't think there's any reason why we shouldn't also be allowed to, like in Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo, when you can like click on the edge of like a pit and you can put water in it. I know there's the whole pumping system in the game too, which is a more realistic way to transport water. So you could, of course, like pump water to that area and then fill it with water and make a beautiful little lake and then, build a little recreational area around that, like a little resort and spa. I mean, that'd be cool. Like, you take the old mine and turn it into like a fun lake or a reservoir for water, especially if it was just a harmless stone mine or something. But I do feel like there should be more going on here. But not bad. Terraform should be free. Yeah, I think, terraforming is... there's no longer a limitation of terraforming on like that little bar that would fill up where you could only hold so much stone or whatever. So now it just costs money. But I still feel like we should be able to fill things with water whenever we want. Because like, what if I want to build a big old mountain top lake? I have to do that in the editor. So it'd be nice to actually do it, have the option to do it realistically with pumps. But also, again, if I have the option to literally just, delete a mountain and flatten an entire mountain, I should be able to add a little bit of water, just magically.
Raw material extraction. You can get raw materials into the city by importing them or producing them locally. Opt for local production, and you'll need to establish a specialized industry area. There are 9 total. 4 are farms where you can raise livestock or grow either grain, vegetables, or cotton.
All right, so this is why I was saying this is really becoming like a farming sim now, because you got 4 options for farming: livestock, vegetables, cotton, and what was the other one? I don't know, wheat or whatever. But now that also, if they're specifying specifically cotton, do you know how many other crops are used that are not necessarily just a food? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different crops that are used for material and for, like feed for other animals, and you got rice and sorghum and corn and whatnot. I feel like we got a little dabbling here. Like the disasters and the seasons in the last one was such a disappointment. I was so disappointed by the stuff in the previous City Skylines thing. It's cool that we have seasons because the farming will have a cycle, right? I at least hope. I really hope we don't get it where like wheat can just grow like 4 times a year or something like that, and it's constantly churning. It really should just be like, you get the big fall harvest and that's it. You know what I mean? Like that's your big harvest season, and stuff's not going to grow again. And no matter how warm it is, like some things aren't going to grow based on certain factors. Some things will. Like, of course, we could have greenhouses, but I love the fact that we get these huge open fields. But it would be cool, and I'm sure this is a thing, where we can plop down multiple greenhouses and then have like oranges and apples year round. Like no matter what the climate is, you can still make those things locally. Also, I really like the little fence here where it fences off the like the little farm here.
Forests produce timber, though how much depends on the...
Also, this is supposed. I think this is a gravel road. Do you see how clean? This is the cleanest gravel road. Is this gravel or concrete? Like, it's so hard to tell.
Vegetables.
That looks like a gravel road. That is the cleanest
Cotton.
road I've
Forest.
ever seen. Look at that. That's supposed to be a dirt road. Wait, maybe it's not. There's literally a 25-mile-an-hour thing painted there. But that might just be for the player to know how fast that road goes. It would be cool, though, to have multiple gravel road types, though. Like, there should be the gravel road that doesn't have streetlights. And then there should be ones that do. Unless this is some sort of industrial road. Maybe this is an industrial road. Maybe that's it.
Produce timber, though how much depends on the age of the.
You think it's concrete? It could be, yeah. I mean, I could also see it being gravel, too. But I love that the trucks will actually pull in to an industry. Although, how the hell are you going to load logs here? Like, this doesn't seem like a loading zone. I wish this were more like Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, where it's like, this is a paper company. Buford Lane. I know it says Bedford, but... So I guess they're delivering wood. I don't know. I don't know. There's no way to get the wood off this truck. I wish it were just pulling into like a warehouse or some sort of a facility that could offload logs. Something like that. I don't know. That's a minor big deal to me, though. Like, not that big of a deal. But I love the truck pulling in.
Forest. You can
Now it probably disappears, but let's see if he clips the back end of that car.
extract.
Oh, this is disappointing. This is ore extraction, everyone. Any of you who've ever worked around an excavator, construction, this is how, as you all know, you put the bucket down into the earth and then you just drive forward like a bulldozer. That's the best way. This is mining, chat. Okay, this is hardcore industrial mining. This is probably beta footage, and they probably fixed this, but this is mining, folks. Get ready for mining. You ready?
You can extract ore, stone, or coal from underground
You got to be kidding me, man.
deposits. And lastly,
You take the massive excavator and you just throw that bucket down in the ground and you just let her rip, bud. Just bail out of the cab and just let her go forward and just let the profits go.
you can drill for oil. You'll manage all this activity via the economy panel.
You know what'd be interesting? I did not see oil rigs. I think City Skylines does allow you to, in the industrial DLC, chat, in the industrial DLC for the original City Skylines, isn't there a way to make oil rigs that are offshore? I think that's a thing, right? To be able to make offshore oil rigs? I didn't see that here, so it's like, what if we got oil that's out in the water? How do we go get that? Where's that Earl, brother?
Drill for oil. You'll manage all this activity via the economy panel. It puts your city's finances at a glance and allows you to monitor and adjust production.
Well, that was
panel.
interesting. Look at that. Taxes, service fees. Oh, we
It
saw
puts
that
your city's
before.
finan-
I didn't see loan interest at the bottom, though. Oh, that's nice. Whenever you hover over a particular revenue, it shows you how much of the budget that accounts for, like in a visual thing. So there's $10 million coming in from taxes, another $1 million from service fees, 100,000 from service trade, and about 300 from government subsidies. There is an offshore oil rig? Okay. That's what I thought. I think I remember building that, but I didn't think it was, I thought it was a mod, but no.
finances at
Maybe
a
it was at
glance
one time
and allows
before
you
the-
to monitor
before the
and
industrial
adjust
DLC.
production outputs for various goods and materials. With integrated tools and clear displays, the economy panel is a user-friendly way to manage and grow your economy. So, if money really does make the world turn, how will you grow your city's economy so everyone in it can enjoy the ride?
Threats and bribes, and not everybody should enjoy the ride because we're talking about making money here. So not everybody should be having a good time because the profits are mine and I want the money. In order for someone to live in decadence, another must live in squalor. That is the rule. Okay, Better Have My Money, Developer Insights, Episode 9. So, we're watching a video that came out on Thursday. This is more information from the devs pertaining to the same subject about economy and production. So let's see how wacky and zany they'll get this time. And then let's see, I guess, what other information they didn't cover in the previous video. All right, ready? Whoa, holy hell, it's 10 minutes long? Damn. Whoa. This is like the longest one yet. Whoa. Whoa. All right, let's get started. 10 minutes. I'm gonna not pause it. Let's go.
Let's get down to business and talk some economy.
I thought we were getting down to business to defeat the Huns.
The economy in City Skylines 2 has been remade from the ground up. We have strived for more realism in the simulation of households as well as businesses in the city. We wanted to create a system that is complex, but it's not complicated. The economy system also is designed to balance itself out so that it helps new players as well as newly found cities. The government subsidies help new players in the early hours of the game by helping the economy of the city. The government subsidies will cease eventually when your city becomes self-sufficient. Experienced players will reach this point earlier in the game as they can optimize their city to their liking. The households receive government subsidies in the form of unemployment benefits as well as financial aid. The idea is that there are many moving parts in the economy, and this creates variation in how the businesses as well as the citizens react to things. We wanted to give it great depth so that it serves the game now and in the future.
TLC.
The households comprise children, teens, adults, and seniors. And each of these age groups has their own preferences when it comes to spending money and resources that they want to buy. When households look for suitable places to live, they look for a place where they can get resources, aka shopping places. They also value the proximity of jobs as well as schools. For example, if you have a family with children, they prefer to live close to an elementary school if possible.
Makes sense. Love the elementary school on the island there.
Different families also require different amount of space. If you have single households, they can live comfortably in low-rent housing or in one of those tall apartment towers. But if you have family with children, they prefer the larger spaces like detached houses or apartment buildings. If the citizens can't find a suitable place to live because they're poor and cannot leave the city, they can become homeless. And sometimes you can see homeless people residing in parks in your city. In the case of industries and the businesses overall in your city, the industrial companies take resources and then turn them into other types of goods that they then ship to companies that sell them to their end users. This usually means the citizens in your city. Some of the goods are also transported outside of the city into the outside connections. The industrial companies want to be close to where they get their resources, but they also want to be close to the places that they then send the goods that they are producing.
I got
it. The smoother the transition
Nobody wants
from
to
getting
walk
the
or
resources
drive.
and producing them and then shipping them to other companies and end users, the better the profit margin for the companies will be. The economic situation of the city also affects how the companies function in your city. If the economic situation is good, the companies will increase their production, and this also means that they can hire more workers. If the economic situation becomes bad, the companies will reevaluate their production, and this means that they will scale it down and lay off unnecessary workers. That would be great, but why can't I say it like...
You just said it. That's a usable take.
Is it? Is it? Okay. Great.
You know, these devs never
In the
really
case
do
of
bad with
commercial
presentation.
companies,
They're all very
while they
good.
also want to be close to the place where they get their products, the more important aspect of their existence is to be close to the customers themselves. So a lot of commercial companies benefit from the proximity of residential areas. And it is always the people who buy the stuff that keep these companies afloat.
Look at
The
those
customers
headlights
are
at night. That looks
important
gorgeous.
for the commercial companies.
Seeing the
because they are
bridge-
ones
the bridge
who
have all that
choose
traffic
what
is
to buy
gorgeous.
and where. So if the commercial companies are located far away from the potential customers, they're less likely to get that foot traffic into their shop. And I guess it's also a little bit about the efficiency, like how good are they at selling.
Don't like that
The
window.
industrial companies, their thing is that the workers, their like effort is turned into production. And the more efficient is, the higher the production is. And in the case of commercial companies, the workers are turned into like service. And the better they are, the more they can service, which means that more people can be in the shop, and it means that more people buy the products, which then means that the product is probably going to be cheaper, just like in real life when you have large stores that can sell for cheaper than small corner stores. And that was that. Can we use that? The office companies are a form of industrial companies. Offices use electronics to make software, and they can then send this software to other office companies who turn it into media, banking, and telecom.
Ooh.
We've also wanted to update the companies in City Skylines 2.
That's how it should work.
And one of those updates was that we wanted to have a more realistic number of workers in each company. So now you can have office towers with, well, hundreds of workers.
Still not enough. Be like 1,000 people in that building.
In Skylines 1, we had industrial specializations that you could zone in, just like the normal industries. But in City Skylines 2, the specialized industry areas include farming, where you have livestock, cotton farming, vegetable farming, and grain farming. Then we have stone, ore, and mineral mining, as well as oil drilling and forestry. And now you have specialized industry areas that you create by first placing the hub building on the map, and then creating an area where that hub building operates. So if you have an oil field in your city, you can just create an area over the oil field, and you'll soon see different types of oil manufacturing buildings appear in that area. I personally really like the livestock option of farming because you can see all the animals walking in the area.
That's cool.
Unlike the regular industry in your city, the specialized industry areas.
That kind of reminds me how it works in farming sim when you buy a bunch of cows or chickens and they'll just kind of walk around.
Production according to the situation in your city. If there's a
I like that
surplus
industrial
for
area.
any goods in your city, the companies will export them to outside connections. The more goods that they export to outside connections, the less profit they will make because their transportation costs will increase over time. There are three things that affect the transportation cost and potential profit when transporting goods. These are the price of the good, the weight of the good, as well as the size of the good. The loan system in City Skylines has been reworked. You can now take one loan and the loan limit increases as you reach new milestones. And you can also adjust the loan at any time in the game. You can either lend more money or pay back some or all of the loan.
Oh, that's cool. So you can just keep increasing.
We've also overhauled the tax system. You can adjust the residential taxes by education level and all of the business taxes by products. If you want to incentivize certain businesses in your city, you can help them by adjusting their taxes. And if you want to really help the production of these companies, you can subsidize it by setting negative taxes. Each city service has a service budget that you can adjust, and this service budget affects the city services efficiency. Some city services also have service fees that can be adjusted, and adjusting these will affect the behavior of the citizens who use these services. In the production tab, you can see all of the available resources in the game. You'll see how much money you have made through taxes on those products, as well as their deficit or surplus. On the production tab, you can also see the inputs for the different products, as well as where those products are used. And that's that. Red. Yeah, thanks for watching.
That wasn't as long as I thought, but still good info. Wow. All right. So yeah, size, weight, and good. Size. What was it? Weight and I guess price of the good. All right. There's a lot more information here on their blog post. This covers everything from, well, pretty much everything that we saw between the two videos and probably a little bit more. So like what they were going for, talking about the economic cycle, probably about how goods are, the raw resources are gathered, or what goes in. Like you mentioned with electronics making software, you know, a software company can buy a bunch of computers and then export that software to even more, many other businesses. Or maybe residents, maybe they'll buy that too. That'd be kind of cool. Unoccupied buildings will have no signs to display until a company moves in. Yeah, it says like your name here and stuff. Cool. Production, extracting, resource production factors. I feel like a lot of this stuff is equally boring as it is super fascinating. It just depends on what you're talking about. Like for me, seeing the information about like I don't know, like this is like high school, like, you know, economics 101, where a demand creates a product, and a product is manufactured. Goods and services are then exchanged for monetary gain. It's like, okay, yeah. Supply and demand of the, there's the, what do they call that again? The equilibrium. The equilibrium of production demand. If the demand is higher and production is lower, then thus the price increases. It doesn't have to, but it makes more money. Specialized industry vehicles. This is cool. So this will actually send out tractors when it's harvest season. Love that. You got the tractor heading out with like the wonder if they'll show chaser bins. It's probably not going to get that complicated, but I would love to see a huge emphasis on rural farming. Usually in City Skylines, it's either like a DLC that makes you build bigger cities or like more things in big cities. But there hasn't really been a DLC that's, oftentimes there hasn't been a DLC that lets you slow down. Some of the like spas and hotels and retreats kind of allow you to do that, because you can build like a little, I don't know, 100-room hotel that's like a little cozy, quiet, colonial, like tropical or something like that. But I'd love to see a farming DLC or more focuses on that. There's the tractor that'll go out. It looks like, I think I've seen a harvester in the game too, but yeah, I'd love to see more vehicles out on the fields. All right, so you can read that if you want. All right, folks, we're going to jump in and chill out with some City Skylines, the original game now, for a little bit as we keep talking about all the industrial stuff. Plus, I want to see in City Skylines 2 versus 1 some of the stuff that's there for the whole industrial stuff. So we're going to go back to Rocket Town for a little bit, maybe about a little over an hour, and then Operation NDA begins. I think inspiration from good city builders like Raptor to make my city at least look like something just can't watch, want to play. Yeah, it's nice to see other people and what they come up with. Oftentimes I don't have time to watch other YouTubers or Twitch streamers play City Skylines, but I will stumble upon like a tweet or an Instagram reel or story or whatever, where somebody puts up like just a beautiful little like a GIF, basically, like a quick 4-second thing of like traffic in their city with like 1 million mods on. It's like, oh, that looks so nice. It's amazing what mods could do in the first game. Now we got to see mods in the second game. The second game, man, a lot of mods are baked in, but mods are still going to bring this game to like the next level. City Skylines with mods feels like City Skylines 1.5. So hopefully City Skylines 2 with it baked in will go from 2 to like 2.5 or maybe even 3, depending on what kind of mods we get. The game's not starting for me. Come on, City Skylines, don't you want to play? Don't you want me to? Don't you want to be the center of attention today? Let me check here. And maybe Steam's being a little bit of a turd. All right, I'll restart Steam. Let's turn some tunes on too while we're at it. There we go. When in doubt, restart Steam. All right, we'll be in just a moment. They need a rural life DLC. Yeah, I completely agree. There's not enough like buildings that make smaller scale stuff. Like there's always like in City Skylines, it was either one of two options. It would either be a bigger power plant or like a power plant that produced less. Like it would produce the same amount of power, but it'd be less pollutive. Or the same with like water treatment or sewage treatment, where it's like, oh, this is the advanced eco water or sewage treatment. It like produces the same amount or processes the same amount of sewage, but it like pollutes half. And it's like, well, can't we get, well, that's, I guess, why the modules are nice in City Skylines, but still, I feel like there's a way to make way too big of a water pump or something, or, I don't know. Then again, you could always build water towers, but still. Yeah, what's up, Just Barra? Good to see you. Alright, the game's starting now. I just have a million mods on, like all of you, so. Uno momento, por favor. Alright, cool. Oh. Let's hope this works. Hey, what's up? Good morning, the great Victoria. Good to see you too. Welcome. Oh, you know what'd be great is how long it'll take to get multiplayer mods for City Skylines 2. City Skylines 1 does have a multiplayer mod that actually kind of works pretty good. Move more schools, bros. My note for last time. All right. So if you're just joining us, we just watched about an hour's worth of City Skylines 2 footage talking about everything about the economy, which looks very, very cool, very promising. Lots of cool sliders and ways to customize your budget, which is nice because then you don't have to worry so much about just maxing out property taxes. Way too many other ways to make money, which is fantastic. But now we're jumping back into a town called Rocket Town, where we're building a space facility to then be able to launch rockets by the launch of City Skylines 2, which will be at the end of October. October 24th, 2023. City Skylines 2 will drop. And it's going to be big. And we'll be playing that for sure. So, this is kind of like our farewell to City Skylines 1, although I'm sure many people, even when people get City Skylines 2, they're still going to play a lot of City Skylines 1 because the mods are there. Some people have like years in cities. Blows my mind when you find somebody who's been building onto a city for years and years, and they just. One thing I want to do with City Skylines 2 is build a vanilla only city where I never install any sort of mods and just keep it vanilla and DLC and work on that city from day one. And then the other options of like making a new city every time you can. Because every time there's a new DLC, they'll probably include like, 4, 5, 6 new maps. That kind of thing. So that's cool. Park equals bear preserve. I didn't even see that. I didn't see like that. That was disappointing. City Skylines 2 doesn't seem to have like custom parks. It doesn't have custom parks. It doesn't have, there's not the greens or what is it, the park life DLC. Like I didn't see zoos. I didn't see nature reserves. And it's like, wow, how come I can't build like a nature reserve or like a national park? Especially if the maps are like in a way where they're kind of, bigger in a way, or at least it looks like it's easier to buy some land far off in the distance and make a national park. Especially if there were like, it'd be really cool if you could put in natural, ploppable, like in SimCity 3000 or SimCity 4, you could put down like the geyser and stuff like that. It would be so cool if there was a way to actually make natural points of interest, like some sort of a canyon or a cave or ploppable natural points of interest. That'd be nice. And then you could make a little park around it. And then, of course, charge good money to get into that park. All right, we'd like to see the little geyser. $30 million, ma'am. Oh, here it is right here. Oh, thank you. You know how it is, chat. Just drive around with $30 million in the glove box, Mm-hmm. They need rural homes like my place, as well as septic systems. I agree. I really think City Skylines could go the opposite way and scale it back a little bit. And it would be very interesting, especially with how the system works now, to have a highway winding through a map, and then you buying multiple squares along that highway, and then just starting small little towns that go along the highway. You know, just a little suburban town here. You know, there's a lot of those little suburban towns where they're just quiet. Couple, you know, cafes, doctor's office, nothing fancy. And they, you know, they don't have any. The town's not really growing, but it's not really shrinking. You know, people pass away or move out, and people move in. But it's not like a booming city where everyone has to go there. It's just a quiet little town next to a quiet little lake. Maybe there's a little bit of tourism. Man, mods take a while to load, don't they? Oh, there it goes. You hope they had zoos and theme parks? Yeah, they absolutely need to. But we're going to be buying DLCs again, like the same ones again. So Park Life and, I don't know about airports. They already kind of had a nice looking airport in there, but obviously they're going to make it a district. All right, we're going to wait for a bit for the PC to stop chugging while it loads in the rest of the city. Make strip malls functional again? Yeah, that's true. Luckily, I have pretty much every DLC for City Skylines right now. And there is that shopping malls DLC where you can just put down like an endless block of like shopping malls. Oof, look at that traffic. Is that going out of the city? Oh. Someone was asking earlier if traffic's going to be smarter. Apparently so, but I keep seeing in videos where just people are piling up in the left or the right lane still. But that all the footage that we've seen so far, I'm going to go ahead and just say that's probably beta footage. So I'm going to, you know, I'm going to just say, okay, that was probably a beta. That's probably a beta build, so it's probably better than that. So we'll see. Well, it looks like we need more workers in the city. A lot more workers. Looks like houses are being built. Oh, it is raining like crazy. Not the Jeff Miller experience. All right, chat. 67 days until City Skylines 2 and a few hours or minutes. So just around 2 months and a week. Damn, the city's nice. Will there ever be a Blade Runner mod? You know, one of the best DLCs I ever saw in a city builder was the Cities of Tomorrow thing for SimCity from 2013. SimCity 2013 had a ton of problems, but that DLC was badass. I thought that was amazing. It was really cool. And I appreciated that they went kind of towards a fantasy build and where you could kind of do it however you wanted. There was a lot of options to making your own futuristic city. It was really cool. That was the closest I've ever seen. Have I talked about what I've been working on? I'll be starting working on that today, but I can't say. But I will. I'll show you guys at the end of the month. And then more in September. You'll like it. You'll like it. Alright, how am I going to build this? Actually, we could build like an amusement park here. Or a zoo. And a zoosement park. You already bought the Ultimate Edition? Oh, was there an Ultimate Edition? Oh boy. Yeah, I'm doing NFTs, yeah. No. Nah, that's cool. You'll see. It's totally related to video games, and it's gonna be awesome. Warhammer 40k Hive City DLC. Boy. That would be neat. Well, somebody was making Night City from Cyberpunk in City Skylines, which meant they had to go make like a bunch of the assets themselves or worked with other people on it. Very cool. Well, I'm just going to mark this as a reminder to just keep this area for a zoo or something. I've never really made a zoo before in this game. I've made a lot of the central parks, and I've made nature reserves and amusement parks, but I don't think I've ever built a zoo. And zoos, in my opinion, are just too dangerous. Because, you know, they have bears. And bears are just too... Like, even knowing bears exist is a danger. Cool. So we'll build something there. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. You wonder how much DLC Paradox will force us to make base game with no actual features beside roads? Yeah, it seems like a lot of what they've included is kind of like I feel like I've seen some things that feel like free samplers. Like you're buying a game, but a lot of it is free samples. So like when it comes to the natural disasters and when it comes to some things with like the industries, it feels like free samples. It's like, oh, yeah, here's you know, here's a couple of the I don't know. Here's a couple of the mass transit options you can build. Oh wow, the mass transit in this game is really cool. No. There's a couple more you can buy. Simon. How am I doing, small brother? I missed you. Happy Friday, Strombles. Let's see. 3-minute break from work. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Well, what's up, Toby? Welcome back, dude. 3-minute break from work. What the hell? You take a leak or something? How about building the international airport today? Today is going to be a no-can-do. I still got to... Before I even start that, I'm going to have to build a road up there. But we'll see. So what are we going to build here? I think we could do suburban homes here, maybe? Ooh. Train go whoosh. We do need to incentivize people to move into our city a little bit more. I'm here 20 seconds and then the memes begin with pizza cutters? Where? Oh, Maurice. What am I gonna do? I can't really... There's not enough room to make like a... something like this. I got an idea. Alright, I got it. I know what I'm doing. You're waiting for the air fryer army. You know, Strawby, I have the power and the resources at any moment to have you get on a bus and go to the post office to pick up. Like, I'll just tell you, be like, Strawby, get on the bus and bring your forklift certification. I need you to pick up a couple of pallets. Nay. Yeah, we'll do a nice little gated community over here near the water. Hey, what's up, Pete? Welcome back, dude. I guess we could do a little community down there. Actually, we could probably put like a baseball field or something down there. You always ready to use your forklift license? Good. Well, there is a Farming Sim DLC coming out soon. And, Strawby, there's 15 new vehicles coming soon to Construction Sim. And we've been building the airport recently, too. There's an airport DLC for that as well. Pretty kitty. Pretty kitty. Shorten that fence up a little bit. I really don't want to make this gridiron, but I don't really have a lot of room to do much else. Well, there's not going to be a lot of traffic here, so it doesn't really matter. Maybe I could put some bike lanes in. Is this Europe? I mean, I'm trying to make a little bit of everything, but what else? The bike lanes. No. Oh, maybe they call it bicycle. Bicycle. No? Len's Island? Oh, bicycle. It's been a long time. Lol. And the other language ways to spell it, they blend together. 2-lane road with median trees and bicycle lanes? That's a lot. That's a lot going on. Now, what about that? 2-lane road with grass median? No. No. I don't want a median, though. There's got to be ones where the grass is on the side, but the so with the bike. I know it. There's not going to be a lot of traffic. Forget it. All right, let's build some houses. And I'll build like a little custom park over here. It's gonna be pretty. Okay, we can redesign that later. Have I ever gotten the helicopter routes to work? You know, I've never really built with those. They always seem too bougie. Because they're just like a transportation system. Like, to take a helicopter from point A to point B is kind of like... like... It feels like you want to... I always wish that you could build them onto buildings, you know? Like, I wish you could take, like, a big-o skyscraper... and then have the helicopters land on that. Or any other... like the taxi services, you know? Rather than going from A to B like a bus route, it'd be cool if it were like a taxi service where they could be dispatched wherever. Do you know what I am saying? That looks cool. Oh, good. Our first house. Wow. Wow. Yeah, you can use the helicopters to, you know, like a bus service, but it's so not practical for daily transportation. I mean, a helicopter would probably hold less than a bus, even a small bus. And would just be super expensive. October's the date for CS2? It is, yes. But right now we're playing City Skylines 1, as it says in the title, after watching some footage from 2. It just got my mind going on the... actually, that's one thing we got to check, too, is the... oh, yeah, you can tax offices separately. Okay, I was trying to remember that. Also, offshore oil rig. We are eventually going to, like, drill oil in this game for our rocket, but I, not going to do it till last. Oh, yeah. Gotta be an offshore oil rig, right? I don't see it, but I'm pretty sure there's a way to build one. Oh, there it is. Offshore oil drilling platform, yeah. I think I have a ton of oil here. So eventually we're going to start drilling some oil to make rocket fuel. However the hell we do that. Oh boy, the trains are backed up again. Everything's backed up. Damn, now you want to order pizza? Friday's a good day for pizza, man. Because then, oftentimes, I don't finish a pizza, and then that's like, you know, Saturday morning omnoms. Environmentalists. I don't know anything about that. I don't think this game ever had riots. That's one thing that SimCity would do that City Skylines never even tried, was like crime waves like that. I mean, there's crime, and there can be crime waves, but it's not like an event. Oh, didn't want to do that. I want to bring that down to a double basic road. You know, I can remember back in 14 or 15, whenever it was, watching City Skylines 1 trailers or whatever with Stromby. And when we found out that you could build districts where, like, you could paint zones or whatever, and then you could, like, do taxes separately or whatever in each area, we lost our damn minds. Like, you could paint a district and then you could call it whatever. And I was like, no way. You could make one neighborhood and call it, you know, Happyville or whatever. I was like, whoa. No way, dude. Scubity, scubity. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Oh. He's got a lunchbox that you heat up? Really? That sounds like a damn good invention. I know there's Japan uses like bento boxes a lot for stuff, but they also have a lot of crazy vending machines where, like, you can buy a meal. I think they call it kit. The Japanese like to call what we would normally in the U.S. call like a meal, like a value meal. They would call like a kit. And so you can buy these kits in the vending machines. And it comes with like a full meal and a way to like heat the food. Kind of like an MRE. Bum, 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 bum. Overpriced strawberries. So one thing I didn't see when we were watching the trailer stuff a little bit ago was all the stuff to do with, like, greenhouses. I'm sure they're there. I mean, I'm not sure, but I mean, I think it's highly likely that we're going to see greenhouses in the game. That way we can grow fruit and whatnot in, like, colder climates. There should be a way to do that. I'll mess with that later. It's funny, there's more commercial demand, but commercial's complaining that there's not enough workers. Or goods. Global, 5 months. Thank you very much for clicking and tapping, joining, being a member for 5 months. One more to go. You're halfway to a year. Thank you very much. Thanks again to YTib and Monster Man for their big O super chats. Global, thanks again for becoming a member for 5 months, dude. Appreciate the member milestone. I think YouTube should do more of telling you guys about those milestones. Essentially, they're like a resub or whatever from Twitch, but in the case of YouTube, it's a great way to just remind me to remind you that I'm thankful for your support. So thanks for watching. These are my favorite walls. These work in any situation. These walls are great. These are like perfect for industrial, perfect for residential. I love them. In my opinion, I think they're the best. Although I wish we could get the airport security fence, the airport security fence, but without like the little airports. All right, more residential, I suppose, here. Looks like people are moving in, so. New member, welcome. Are we putting down trees here? Yep. Yeah, that'll be nice. Prison walls for a true gated community. That's another way to put it, yeah. Pia, thank you very much for the 6 months as a Bear Cub. Congrats. Almost 2 years. Well, wow, couple 6 months. Nice. I think we're gonna go with this. New member, welcome. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I want to go over one more, but that's really close to that road there. Ooh, I think we can do it. Yep. Cool. Bueno. It's the coolest thing in the world in City Skylines to be able to look at a little area and be like, oh, I could put something there. And you think like, oh, this isn't enough space, but then you realize, wait, you can almost fit like another 2,000 people in an area. Not in this area, but I mean, close. Sad. Well, we'll just do this. I can make a curve. Oh, perfect. I don't know why I have this, but whatever. We'll get rid of it. Yeah, bears in the chat. Chat, where you at? Bears in the chat. Are you hiding in your bush again? Get out of here. Yeah, thanks for joining me on your Friday for most of you. Saturday for some of you. Hope everybody's going to have a lovely weekend. Hopefully we're going to go into a nice autumn. Should be pretty. Hopefully. Let's stop our neighborhood here. want to put like some sort of a marina or like a boat launch or something there. That'd be kind of cool. And then any more of this open space, boom. Let's put walking paths along the lake, river, whatever it is. Ocean, probably. More coffee is needed. Probably not wrong, Tan. Probably not wrong. Welcome, viewer. Actually, let's change this road up a little bit. Can we make a road there? Ooh, we can. It'll be what we call a frontage road. Yo, Global with the 4. Thanks, dude. I had some tea this morning. I did not, it was a little warmer last night for me. I don't know. I couldn't stay cool. I think we're getting to the time of year where it's like, it can be, it's that weird hoodie weather where like you want to bring a hoodie with you because sometimes it can get cold, but if you bring one, then it's too warm. Like the temperatures are all over where it's like a little warm and too cold. Goldilocks season. Oh, this day it's too cold. This day is too warm. It's a little better in October though. Apple season. Not to be confused with appelsino. Big difference between apple season and apple season. Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean. Back that up. Yeah. If we can do this. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Not too much traffic over here anyway, so it's okay. Yo, Fred, 10 months, Raptor Hatchling. Let's go. Thank you very much for the big almost 1 year membership. So cool to see how many people are very close to like a year or 2 years. It seems like a lot of people are either brand new, close to a year, or close to 2 years. It's not like anybody's at like, I don't see too many people at like 13 months or something like that. It's always like 23 months or like 11 months or 10. That's cool. Can I build this fence into this fence? Can we do a fenceception? Ooh. Alright, cool. So the little neighborhood there is done. A lot of suburban buildings added. What happened last year, though? 2022 happened, I guess. Hey, there you go. Artemis with the 13 months. There you go. All right. I was wrong. And Global gifting a gift bomb to the chatty chatters. Congratulations to any of you able to claim that one. Dude, thank you very much for the support. Chad, I got to admit, we were at like $8 million, and then for the longest time our money dwindled, and now we're back up to 7, so that's good. Mostly because I'm not even focused on really making money, so that's good. Wow, Global with another gift bomb for the chatty chatters. Striking it twice. It's been a while. Let's use this sound effect. Where is our fun? Where's our fun little... Gift bombs in the chat. Enjoy your new emotes, everybody. And then we'll have to put something here, but I don't know what. I think today we're just going to kind of try to fill an awkward space. We don't have to fill every inch. But obviously, like, this is too much to ignore. That'll be our zoo. Did you do part-time radio DJ? I did do, I played Killer Frequency, which was outstanding. I love that game. And they put me in their highlight reel as, like, being the DJ guy. I forget what the number was. 101.2 The Scream? Whatever it was. People like the voice and the hair. People like that. It's nice compliments, folks. Thank you. Does this town have a Ponte's Pizza? Indeed it does.
Ponte's Pizza always delivers!
Oh, yeah. Jerry with the gift bomb for the chatty chatters. Thank you very much for the one gifted membership as well. Let's get you a new sound effect. That one's my recent favorite. Welcome, everybody, to the jam. Ooh, fancy little footbridge. Fancy. Oh. That's better. Stretch time. There we go. All right, that's my activity for the day. Back to gaming. Cool. Gotta stay healthy, chat. Victoria Sweet with the gift bomb as well. Thank you very much. All right, looks like the Raptoria Air Force has shown up to do a little air show for the chat. Thanks, Victoria. Thanks for watching there, bud. Victoria with another gift bomb for the chatty chatters. Let's go with this one.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down.
We do. We sure do. Chat's having a good Friday, I can tell. Off to a good weekend, I think. Am I playing Baldur's Gate? No, unfortunately, that's one I didn't get into. But I feel like I've said this recently. Like I kind of start too many games and not finish them. And when they're story, you know, a game like Construction Simulator or City Skylines, you can pick up and put down at any time because there's no real like end to them. You could just keep doing things endlessly. But I mean, I guess on the other hand, it's not bad to do like a first look. Like Diablo, I played a little bit. I did a first look on Diablo and then kept playing it because I liked it, but then eventually had to go on to some other new stuff. So, and it'll be like that, I think, with Gourd as well and a few other games that we've been playing. Especially since I'm working on a special project, so now I don't have as much time to like complete. Like I want to finish Gourd and a few other games, so I'm going to try to focus more on like the city. The building games for the rest of the year, especially those that have story. So, like for example, if you know, Frostpunk 2 was dropping, then I'd be doing that kind of thing. But it would take me longer to do. Yeah, the meadery, yeah. I'm still gathering my thoughts on Gourd. It's a little more frustrating than I was hoping in terms of its. There's challenging campaigns, but the design, there's a few things about the design that are like, but I think they could be fixed with quality of life. If we give some feedback to the devs and they make some changes, it's not going to be that bad. You love Gordon and Raptor cheesing the bosses. There was one, I don't even know how the hell that happened. The second level, the first boss horror that you fight, I forget his name again, Arduan. Some AI was attacking him, and I don't even know where that AI came from. They must have glitched through the wall. Yeah, Raptor, blame the wall. I think it was true. But I want to finish up playing my personal Elden Ring. It's multiplayer. And it's known as SnowRunner. That's my Elden Ring. Each of those maps is like a final boss. Like, welcome to Tennessee. Or what are some of the other maps like? Now there's tons of maps. I really do like the Canadian ones. I almost finished that damn Maine map too. Interestingly enough, seeing how the landscape in SnowRunner is laid out kind of makes me want to make more realistic maps for City Skylines. Where there's a lot more swamps. Did I find an AI character to go, troll and gourd? No, there's nobody to chat with, but I interestingly enough looked at the New Cycle Steam store page, and I'm on there again, and I got to the part where I was trolling, what was his name again? Daniel Henderson? Dave? Whatever. That guy. It's great. Do you think you'll be playing City Skylines 2 before release? Yeah, it is highly likely, because I've had partnerships with Paradox in the past, that they will send me an early preview key. Now, how early? I'm not sure. To show you guys. We'll see. Could be a couple days, could be a week, could be same day. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they'll do for permission. Because, you know, I think they're still working on City Skylines 2, you know. Like, I don't think it's, like, wrapped up and, you know, it's not like the lights are off in the office and everything's tied up in a neat little bow and they just got to hit a button. I think they're going to continuously work on that game, obviously, up to release and then, like, you know, days pass. Like, day one reviews on Steam are usually filled... most of the thumbs down I see on day one of most games on Steam are usually that there was a technical issue and someone bought it, played like 0.01 hours, and then they're like, game crashed on my PC, bad game. And it's like, well, man, on one hand you could be right, maybe there's a major issue with the game that's affecting certain players with Windows XP with 1 kilobyte for a memory for RAM. On the other hand, yeah, it could also be your PC. You know, speaking of that, let me go to Gourd real quick and see how Gourd's doing. What are we on, next day? I think Gourd's probably at mixed reviews and will probably increase over time. That seems to be the case. Is that 87 mixed reviews? Concept is good, trailer... Okay, these are good reviews. Although just 2 hours. I would rather trust something that's a little more double digits. Tedious, endless micromanagement with obscure interface. Not even the story was engaging. I failed to see what should be fun about this game. I agree with the first part. I think there's a lot of micromanaging, and some things are obscure. But I did like the story. I thought the story was cool so far. 0.5, 1.7. What are the people who like it? Or how long have they played? 1.6, 5.5. Oh, has this guy got 46 hours? Damn, dude. You guys played the game for 46 hours. There you go. I think those are the better reviews to trust, is when somebody's got a lot of time in it, even if they've not liked it. Even if somebody has not liked a game. But, you know, you can watch YouTube videos on that, too, if somebody physically or literally showing footage of problems and things like that, or things that they like, you know. But yeah, when it comes to Steam reviews, for the first like 48 hours, I wouldn't even base your decision on that. Just wait for the reviews to roll in. It's the same with City Skylines 2. It'll probably get lots of thumbs up, but I bet it'll probably go from like it'll probably be somewhere around very positive. I think there'll be a lot of gripe about features being removed in order to make room for DLC, which is fair. It's fair criticism. On the other hand, Paradox needs money. You think he left it on pause for 40 hours? He probably got an early advance copy or something and played before it came out. I don't know if it said product received for free, but remember on this channel, and oftentimes on this channel, I do receive keys for free from developers, but it's usually just because they're giving it to me before it comes out, so I don't even have a chance to buy it. Like, I can't buy a game before it comes out, because then it would be out. But yeah, anytime we do any sort of sponsored deal or whatnot, they're only like, basically, I'm putting them up in like the time slot, but developers know they can't buy my opinion or whatnot, but you guys also know that my opinion usually is like I make the most of whatever game we're playing and try to find some fun or value in them despite having problems or whatnot. But there are so many games out there that we try to put the most amount of time into the ones that are the most fun. That's why a lot of people are still playing this game from 2015. We're getting close to like 10 years ago that this came out. So, yeah. You admire people who can play city builders? Yeah, me too. I love seeing all the different building styles in city builders. How many ideas people come up with. It's pretty neat. Yo, Global with the 3. Thank you very much, dude. Look at the city skylines in the background. Wow. You know, I think one of the best DLCs that they've added to, by the way, that didn't really have like a... One of the best recent DLCs that didn't really have anything to do with the gameplay. Like, the Industrial DLC changes the gameplay. The Mass Transit DLC changes the gameplay. But my favorite one for just kind of like assets has been the Skyscrapers DLC. Like the one that just lets you put in real world skyscrapers into your city. Kind of reminds me of when you could put monuments in from like SimCity 4, where you could plop down like the Chrysler Building or the Empire State Building or, you know, the Statue of Liberty, but that's kind of more of a monument. I love that in games when they let you put down buildings that are landmarks but are like functioning. You know, like they're land... Like the Empire State Building is a landmark. People want to see it. They want to go up the observation tower. On the other hand, you know, there's people who work in those buildings. There's offices in there. I imagine every office in the Empire State Building is just private detectives. Everyone is a sister trying to go there to see her brother, you know, to find her brother. The dame walked into the office. She was looking for her brother. I'm looking for my brother. See? Yeah, see? Like that's every floor of the Empire State Building is just a private eye. Suspenders, you know, he's got the whiskey bottle in the old desk, and then the coat rack, you know, right by the door. And the door has to be made of wood and has to be like that weird like bubbly glass where you can see like a silhouette through it, but you can't see who it is. And then just on the door it'll say Bob Johnson, private eye. And of course, by law, it has to have the giant eyeball. You know, like the iris, Like the football shaped, has to have that. And it always has to be nighttime. Even when it's noon, it has to be a rainy night. Like it's like literally, like it would be illegal for them to operate without it being a rainy night and a dame coming in who's looking for her brother. I was on my last case, see? Yeah. This dame walked in and we're looking for her. But that's how it goes. It has to be how it goes. Or someone gets tied to the railroad tracks. But I believe that's more of a Western United States problem. In New York, it's everybody's brother's gone missing. And in the Wild West, just ladies being tied to railroad tracks with dudes in top hats, capes, and mustaches. Like the little curly ones, too. That's probably the biggest export to the Western United States is mustache oil or wax, whatever. However you do, however the hell you do that, that's got to be like 2 exports to the Wild West. It's got to be whiskey, and well, they probably make that there, but yeah. Oh man, Baldur's Gate 3 has 125,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews. Yeah, and I think that game brings up an interesting point where it's like people were saying to gamers, "Oh, don't get your hopes up, don't get your expectations up," but it's like, damn it. When people are spending somewhere between $40 and $60, they're really not asking for much, to buy a game, to buy into. It's almost like buying a house, where like everybody knows that when you're buying a house, you're not just paying that. The price of the house is not the amount of money that you're going to pay. We all know that there's property tax, electrical bill, yard upkeep, and then maintenance, and all the upgrades and stuff that you want to do. You know that the price of that house that you want to buy is not the price of that house. It's always more. And that's what we're getting to with games, where it's like people are going to shop around for games like they're buying a house or a car. Like when City Skylines 2 will drop, you're just getting like the you're just building the slab. When City Skylines 2 drops and everybody buys that, that's just the foundation of a house. That's a concrete truck coming in and a couple of guys pouring a foundation. It's going to be a slab on grade. And that's it. Then you start getting your walls with the first DLC. I mean, City Skylines 1 by now it's complete. The carpeting is in. All the outlets are in. The paperwork's complete. Family's moved in. The last of the furniture has been moved off the truck. The moving truck is pulling out of the driveway, and like all everything's been unpacked, everything's been done, and now now you can play. Like now the house is yours. This house is now yours finally. Yeah, escrow, interest, all the extras. Yeah. But yeah, it gives an interesting point. It's like, wait, Dave the Diver was phenomenal. Dredge was phenomenal. Baldur's Gate is just like, I don't even know why that's a success, but I love to see it. And I like to see gamers getting excited and praising games rather than complaining all the time. And I think there is a difference between complaining for no reason. I think gamers do that a lot. On the other hand, I think gamers oftentimes bring up really valid points, too. Where it's like, I'm sure Baldur's Gate's not a perfect game. No game is. And there's probably some valid criticism there about that game. But I think people are liking more than just the game. There's a lot to consider now in 2023. It's like with Palia 2. It's like, that's a free game. Not that Baldur's Gate is, but what I'm saying is that some games are free, some games are not. But if you're going to pay for a game, let it be the best game ever. For the time being. Elden Ring was the best game ever until everybody kind of like moved on to the next one. As we always do, it's on to the next one. And now it seems to be Baldur's Gate. Although the hype for Baldur's Gate was there, but it wasn't like to where Elden Ring was. But yet, I love seeing these stealth bombs come out of nowhere. Elden Ring drops. People went insane. Baldur's Gate drops. People went insane afterwards. It's like the Barbie movie, I thought the Barbie movie would do well, but like it kind of just exploded. But I like to see it. I like to see things succeed and win. I like to see a general consensus be like, oh yeah, that was really good. It's like at dinner, you go out to a nice meal with friends. You don't want somebody to be like, I am about to vomit. Like, you don't want that. You just want every meal to be like, oh, that was good. That was good. Do we really need more police stations here? Do most people like Diablo? Yeah, I think most people like it and then see where the end game is. Like, you know, people say the game starts towards the end. I mean, but it depends on who you listen to. Like me, newbie Diablo guy, I was like, oh, Diablo was cool. But for somebody who's played like all of World of Warcraft and all of the Diablo games and all these other big games like that, where they put a lot of, just simply where they put a lot of time into them, even though they're different types of games. I think people who play those games more have a I wouldn't say better opinion, but maybe more of a an opinion that the more diehard fans would agree with. I think diehard fans too are like, you know, it doesn't mean that they excuse anything wrong with the game. They just want to play it. Even if a game is not as good as they were hoping, they will still play it. And will still point out its flaws. And I think that's fine. City Skylines 2 has flaws. I thought the seasons looked horrible. And I'm like, what the hell are you trying to pull here, City Skylines? I'm still buying the game. If they don't give me a key, I'm buying the game. We're going to play it. Bum, bum, bum. Raptor's friend about to vomit. Raptor, leave, please. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've never been to a restaurant that bad, but... I mean, you know, for me, every game just... You play, you know, you play it for as long as you're kind of entertained by it, and then you move on, and then mods just keep you coming back. Or nowadays, as they do, it's like events, you know? I wonder if City Skylines 2 will have that, where they'll do, like, seasonal events or something. They did have DLC, not DLCs, but, like, free little assets for this game that have included, like... It wasn't there on day one, but later on, the developers of City Skylines added, like, the little Christmas village and, you know, other stuff you could add whenever you felt like you were in the Christmas spirit or whatever. Like, if it was Christmas time IRL, you could just add little Christmassy things. Or whatever. Whatever you wanted. Let a few criminals go to let the police keep busy, yeah. I think we're good on that one. I'm not going to let any criminal scum escape. I don't know, I think our city has pretty low crime anyway. Mostly because education or people too busy making money to commit a crime. Alright, let's see how that goes. A few little quiet offices back here, no biggie. I feel like we should put a parking garage nearby. Yeah. What do we add now? I guess we kind of wait for things to grow a little while. Okay, so we want to start on the zoo, international airport, nature reserve, base launch. Man, I can't believe how much space we filled up. We got to do oil. And then I don't know if we'll ever do anything with this island. Load it with trees or something. Is it raining again? Oh boy. Man, we've done so well with trains though. It's so cool how many trains we built. Frickin' trains! Oh boy. Honestly, whenever I watch your City Skylines streams, I'm in awe. I cannot build like this. Oh, you can. It just, you know, just takes a long time to kind of get there. My skills in City Skylines, I think, though, don't come from City Skylines. It comes from, like, thinking outside the box by playing other games and then taking those skills here. And, you know, day one City Skylines, if you go back to 2015 and watch videos that came out, the tool, like, no mods, no DLC, just vanilla. Even the most talented of people kind of were limited by the tools. And their skills at the time, which people, you know, became more skilled over time by just simply playing. This and many other games. Don't like those power plants. Got to move those. All right, we had a note to move the schools, bro. So we got to keep moving the schools, bro. Let's move a school here, maybe. That's fine. These are high schools. I really wish we could change the paint job on these schools. I don't know why we can't just do that. We'll keep moving those. How are we doing on schools? Sewage treatment and water treatment are low. Elementary school, good. High school, good. University, good. Library. Wish we were a little higher on that, but that's okay. Police, good. Fire. Yeah, could do a little better. Maybe we'll put it right there because it's perfect fit. And probably one up here too. I'll do a normal one. Alright, hazard went from 40 down to 36. Probably keep going lower. Oh, I think I had a fire department over here too, and then I moved it. Oh, there's like walking paths back there. Alright, so fire hazard went from 40 to 32. Great. Still lots of room for improvement. Sim Tower was cool too. Yeah, I saw a game in my email the other day, like last night, where you build a space station kind of like that. It's like, it looks like Sim Tower, but it's a cutaway space station where it's almost like an airport, where, you know, people are coming in and they're getting on different flights. Then you can also build like the, you know, like a rest area for them or like a hotel and stuff too, all within the space station. I forget what it was called, but it looked like it had Super Nintendo style graphics as well, which was neat. We grew up on SimCity. City Skylines is a piece of cake. Oh, that's true. Honestly, I think SimCity 4 is like quite challenging. Although I've not even tried City Skylines on the hardcore mode or the like the hard money mode. But I am very curious to try SimCity 2 with, or City Skylines 2 with the all the money stuff on. The you know, the optional prices and stuff for timber and whatever, the taxes on goods. That'll be Q. Ah, suburban area filled up pretty quick. I guess this is homes for all the new members. Everybody who got gifted a gift bomb today or became a member. Welcome to your new home. Wow, that's bougie. Bougie. That looks like a Sims 4 house. Well, no. It doesn't, because it has a garage. And Sims 4 yet still doesn't... Oh, yeah, that... Still no cars, but look at that. That's like your first house in Sims 4, and then your next house, yeah. Yeah, what's up, Seth? Hello, and welcome. Alright, I think we filled all the spots in for now. Do I still have the auditorium named after you in the college? Yeah, I haven't changed any of the names. I haven't deleted any, I think you had an auditorium, which is here? Yeah. Ooh, we're getting close to almost 100,000 population right down here. We're at 94,000. Shouldn't be too hard to get to 100,000. Love to see it. Raptor, hope Texas Chainsaw fixed the lobby issue. I'm not sure. The lobby issue with that game, I tried to play with Sheefox, I don't know, 2 months ago or something. The problem with that game was you couldn't, like, party up with people. That was just a play test, but I'm hoping that they added something like that. I requested keys for me and all the Goof Troop, and the developers of Texas Chainsaw Massacre were kind enough to send over keys for all of us. So I gave them to all the friendos, and we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully everyone can play together tonight. Wouldn't really make sense to not be able to play with friends. Or how are we having trash problems literally next to the trash thing? And didn't we build the Big O trash center? Yeah. Garbage trucks in use 100 out of 100. No way. Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is free on Game Pass. That's good. I do like when they do the day one Game Pass games. And if you really like it, you can buy it, because eventually games will leave Game Pass, but it's not for a while, so you can certainly get your fill before you move on to something else. And if you really like it, then you buy it. Boom. Got it forever. If you really like those asymmetrical Dead by Daylights, that one I think is a 3v4. And a banger at that. Get your fill. Yeah, haha. We need a Fraggle Rock garbage heap. I just need like a truck to go from this building over to here. Maybe I should put my garbage budget up. Wait, 17 out of 30 trucks are in use. I never understand that too. It's like, we need more drivers. Hire drivers then. We have the trucks. They're just sitting there. Alright, whatever. I'll increase the waste budget. Hopefully that'll help. Not that big of a deal. Is this really City Skylines 2? This isn't. No, we're playing City Skylines 1, but earlier in the stream we were taking a look at all the stuff that I missed for the last week. Everybody was asking me if I was going to take a look at all the City Skylines 2 news about the economy and the... what they call it? Economy and production? Yeah. Next week it'll be about... oh boy. Oh no. The bird and the bee haven burnt down. Bye-bye birds and bees that burnt down. Now it's all burned. Yeah, it'll be fine. Anyway, Raptor builds more fire departments. Boom, massive fire at the bee haven. They ain't behaving. There was a fire. They misbehaved. No beehives. No behaves. But yeah, we were taking a look at that. Next week, I think the devs are doing population growth. Or life progress. It's like life goals or whatever. Something like that. Like citizens' lives and progression or something. Or no, or maybe it's game progression. Hold on, let me look. Let me look. I just want to make sure I'm accurate on this. Okay, let's see. City Skylines. Okay. So this week it was economy and production. Next Monday they're talking about game progression, and the week after that it's citizen simulation and life path. So on the 21st it's game progression. On the 28th it's citizen simulation and life path. That might have to do a little bit more with driving too, since it, you know, we'll talk about how the citizens maybe get around the city and like whether or not they prefer to take cars or buses at certain ages or whatever. Then after that it's sound and music, and then cinematic camera mode. Those would probably be worth watching. Sound and music and photo mode, because they'll probably reveal, like, the subject matter itself might not be interesting, but they might show some footage that they've never shown before to like confirm something that we've never before seen footage. But yeah, you think it's City Skylines too, with all these like mods and stuff on the screen, stuff you may have not seen before. Do you want to know about my mods, by the way? If you go to the description, find our Steam group, you can find me in our Steam group. So go to the description, look for where it says like the Raptor Steam group or Rat Pack. Then look at me on Steam and go to my collections, and then in my collections you'll see City Skylines, and it'll list all the mods, and then it's just like a one button press to download everything in the collection. Steam has done a really good job with that. You can like put all your mods into a collection, and then it's like a pack. It's like a list of mods, or like a package of mods. You hit a button and it'll download them all. And then if there's some you don't like, you just like unsub to them or turn them off in the game or whatever. That's cool. It's a good way to keep things organized without being too hectic. Bears are friends? Yeah, to me. I mean, they want to be my friend, but it's like, no. Because, you know, to be a bear's friend, you got to be dead. Bears like that. Alright, so what are we going to add next? We filled out this area nicely. I think we could add more here, but honestly, I think it's fine. And we're going to have the international airport there. Love the windmills. Man, City Skyline 2 is going to be really interesting with the trying to use natural resources or renewables like solar and wind is going to be so interesting, because you can use those batteries to, those sources are inconsistent, so it's going to be interesting to try to like get enough energy from the natural world rather than just using, like, coal will be a constant and oil will be a constant. That's easy mode, but eventually, I don't know, maybe those prices will go up and they'll be too expensive. Or rather, not too expensive, but it won't be cheap power anymore. Like, coal will produce a lot of power, but it'll be about the same as like natural gas or whatever, so you just go that route. Pollute less and produce as much. Wow, they filled that. Wow, okay, I was not expecting that area to get so populated so quickly. Oh, we have water shortages? Uh-oh. Alright, let's fix that. Honestly, I've just been throwing down pumps in like the same spot. We'll go with 3. And then sewage. Throw down a few more of these. We'll triple that too. Or at least add 3. Alright, so electricity good, water good, sewage standing by. Waiting for that to update. There we go. Funny, the water and sewage treatment are almost neck and neck. More wood is needed, I agree. Yeah, I really hope City Skylines 2 does some sort of a monument building DLC, or at least... they haven't shown it so far, but I would love for the internet... Like, some sort of building that you can construct. It would be cool as hell if you could reduce the cost of it, or if you could... If there was like a monument, like a space center, that instead of it being a ploppable that's super expensive and just instantly builds, it would be so cool to work on a project like a, you know, like a launch facility or something for numbers of years, and to have it build and have to supply it with resources. Like putting all your resources towards building something rather than just having endless amounts of money that just insta-build things would be a little bit more fascinating, in my opinion. I think that'd be pretty damn neat. I think that'd be pretty cute. Comcast DLC? Well, look, the City Skylines 2 will already have Comcast in there because they will have the communication services, so you're not wrong. And we doubled it. Hey, population's at almost 96,000. All right, let's go. I feel like at this point, building the city part is easy, but all the services take the time. And we'll put some businesses over here. Yeah, they're Xfinity now? Yeah. Well, you know, you change your name, you know, go from Turd Incorporated to Crapco, and it's still, like, people aren't that dumb. Dude, we're really bad. Oh, dude, let's just change our name. People will fall for it. You know. Like, what if I just, like, start putting on a, you know, the glasses with the nose and the mustache, the little incognito guy? Hello, I am Raptor Incognito. I am not affiliated with the previous entertainer that was part of this channel. Wait a minute, something seems different here. No, this is a better channel. Oh, okay. Cool. I've made 100 accounts and subscribed on them all now. Good. Like that's gonna happen. You want a lot more modular building, so in small maps you can really detail the city by building. I agree, Coyote. And that's one of the things that I don't like about the whole... I know you can lock the, or unlock all the buildings and you lose the achievements. And I'm certainly going to do that. I'm going to do the vanilla only, like, as intended, this is City Skylines 2. Like, you know, like this is what the developers intend. And then I want to do another one that's going to be, like, you know, all that off, but yet still have the money on. So I have to make creative decisions around a budget, but, you know, we can buy anything at any time. Like, obviously, a city could take out a gargantuan loan and build an international airport. Probably not, I mean, there's more rules than that. But you know what I mean. You know. Like, if you're going to make a mistake, go for it. Like, if you're going to go all in. Knowing City Skylines 2, though, it might be a crazy idea that would work. Population goes from... Could you imagine that? 500 people in a town, everybody works at the international airport. Nobody works at any other job. I'm sure there are whole economies that are built around airports, though, like that. Not economies, but like, I don't mean to say economies, I mean, communities. Or tourism is big business like that. Not even like tourism, but more like transit, I guess. Well, you know, it's like when, you know, in Japan, when people have businesses around train stations, you know. Although that seems to be more corporate, like, Family Mart and stuff like that. Because I can imagine, well, real estate in Japan, forget about it. Yeah, welcome to the Crapter channel. Yeah, that's right. Well, that's if I get bought by Comcast. I don't know. You know what I've been seeing more, though, is these, like, you know, these influencer commercials where they try to put a guy on the screen who looks like he's streaming. They try to trick you and think you know, they'll put cool, like, Joe McCool guy, and it'll be like, whoa, we're going to do, you know, they'll be playing a mobile game or be like, they'll be playing like a generic shooter that doesn't, it looks like Fortnite, but it's not, but they made some game, for, like a quick, they had a visual effects guy make a quick 3-second clip, and he's like hardcore gaming and be like, oh, but before I play any further, I need to Grubhub some Taco Bell or whatever. It's like, I really want to do a channel where we just criticize commercial and be like, how do you, brand awareness is important, but when they show end user consuming product, it's like, that is so cringe, dude. It's so dumb. It's just as dumb as every single guy standing behind every single woman every Christmas on a snowy day. You know, he's got his hands on her eyes, and then he reveals the fact that they bought the garbage Buick with the red bow on it, and the car has always got to be white in the driveway where apparently there's no you know, tracks in the driveway. The car just somehow teleported there, and there's a red bow, and just got a car for Christmas, you know, like we all do, you know, every Christmas. And nobody's are you kidding me? There's so much other things to buy and do and people to see. Who the hell has time to go to a car dealership on the holidays? But that's when, like, car sales are probably the worst. So, you know, that's when you really need to buy a car. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for City Skylines and City Skylines 2 today. Thank you very much for watching. We'll continue where we left off, and we have more to do next time. Yeah. Hey, honey, I took out a massive loan. All right, guys. I'll see you all in a bit for our next stream later today, but I'm going to bring you live right now to a new video on the channel for a little bit more of Gord. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon, evening, good night if I don't see you, and I will see you hopefully later today for more Goof Troop shenanigans in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'll see you all a little bit later. Good night, everybody. Or good day, or whatever. See you in a little bit.